What is up, everybody? It is your boy Agius, aka Static Shock. I'm already cutting up. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of For Life Means the Podcast, a podcast of encouragement, perspective, and life. Thank you for coming back, or thank you for tuning in, or thank you for coming here for the first time. I don't know, whatever it is, thank you for being here. I'm very excited for this episode because I'm excited for what I'm talking about today, but also, if you're watching the video, you can see that I got a new little friend right here. You know what I'm saying? This is my homie now. Yeah, I got myself a little plant because I wanted to bring some. I don't know, man. I've been wanting to have a plant for quite a bit, but just never did. I think maybe I was just afraid of killing plants because I don't know, my family hasn't had very good luck with plants. Not too much. Like we do some landscaping and we just we don't really. I guess I'm gonna just speak for myself. I never really just went for it, So, anyways, I got this little plant right here. It's called a ZZ plant. I don't know the technical name for it. In the class that it's in, I don't know. Don't care really. All I know is that it's a ZZ plant, and I felt like I had to name her ZZ because it's a ZZ plant. I'm supposed to be creative, and I named it what it is. That's crazy, but I'm gonna have her in the background. As you can see, it's growing a little bit. I mean, y'all didn't see it when I first got it, but these little parts right here, like this one right here and this one right here, were they were I think below the soil. But anyways, this podcast is not about plants, but we could make it about plants if we really wanted to. No, that's not a good idea. But anyways, yeah, I got myself a little plant, and pretty excited to see where that's going to lead me. But let's just get into this episode. Cue the music. Welcome back. Someone come get me, man. See, when I do this podcast by myself, it's just like, I be feeling like I'm crazy because one, I'm talking to myself, but also two, y'all see like how I really be. But anyways, if you can see the shirt, ownership is the new black. This podcast is about life, encouragement, and perspective. And man, from my perspective, man, I'm trying to own stuff. I'm like, I have this podcast. I got my business that's not fully certified. Don't tell anybody because someone might try to steal it. But it's not fully legally a business yet. But that's the goal, man. Trying to own stuff. That's how you really get out here in life. Cause you gotta own stuff. But that's not what this podcast is about. Look, man, I keep on getting off track. Oh, by the way, make sure y'all got some water. Okay? Make sure y'all drinking some water today. I just spilled water on my face. That's cool. But anyways, so if you tuned into the last episode, I talked about I talked about discipline and how in order to attain the things that we want, we have to be disciplined in every area of our life. And so some of the areas that I'm trying to be disciplined in myself is working out, eating healthy, maintaining healthy habits, working on making some money for myself, not through my job, but things that kind of sprang out of me through God, of course, but things that come from me, like merch and music and even the podcast. Just trying to gain myself some streams of income that don't come from me working for somebody else, if that makes sense. And so in order for me to be disciplined in those areas, I find that I have to set myself up for success because it is so easy to trap yourself And then when you trap yourself, you lose because it's hard to get out of those traps that you set for yourself. And let me just explain what I mean by I don't even know what I just said, but let me just explain what I mean by trapping yourself. So if there's a situation that you're in, or even a situation that you foresee, and you see it about to happen, and then you let it happen, and then it just destroys that area of your life, you just trapped yourself. You just set yourself up for failure. To be straight up, just like some more examples, like some examples of ways that we set ourselves up, that we trap ourselves, that we ensnare ourselves, like the Bible says. So let's say that you want to wake up at a certain time in the morning. This is very simple. You want to wake yourself up at a certain time in the morning, but you don't want to set any alarms. You just want to magically wake up. And you know you're not that type of person to just wake up early in the morning. You just trapped yourself. You just set yourself up for failure, because it's not going to happen unless, God willing, you don't do this, but unless you wake up from a nightmare, or God just suddenly wakes you up, or magically you wake up at this certain time, whatever. I mean, it happens, but you have to set yourself up for success. No, we're not setting ourselves up for a failure. No, sir. We're not doing that. You have to set yourself up for success. And so, in order for you to wake up earlier, and even more to that, if you want to wake up earlier, the logical thing to do is to sleep earlier. I mean, that's just simple math. I mean, I liked math, but I was never a studious student. A studious student? Does that make sense? What does stud mean? Okay, anyways, I was never the studious student, but I know 2 + 2 = 4. I go to sleep earlier, I'm probably going to wake up earlier. It's more likely that I'm going to wake up earlier. And so there's just so many simple things that we can do to set up ourselves for success. Let's go deep, okay? Let's go deep. Look at my plant back there. Let's go deep. If you struggle with sexual immorality, you struggle with lust, you struggle with adultering, cheating, if you struggle with being envy of other people, if you struggle with watching pornography, if you struggle with, again, lusting, and you just on Twitter, on Instagram, on the Instagram Explore page, just scrolling, seeing all this stuff that's going to lead you into temptation, that's going to lead you into sin, you are not setting yourself up for success. You're literally letting those images come into your head and not doing anything about it. You're just scrolling. Just scrolling. That is setting yourself up for failure. Straight up. If you want to be self-employed, right? If you want to be self-employed, but you don't supply yourself the materials to be self-employed, like money, like knowledge, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If you're going to be lazy, if you're going to be just a lazy person, it's hard to be self-employed and be successful and be lazy. It's not going to happen. Right? So we just need to set ourselves up for success. And the reason why I'm going so hard at this, the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I'm talking to myself. If I want to be successful, I have to set myself up to be successful. Okay? If I want this podcast to blow up, I can't, when it's time to record, I can't just lay in my bed on Instagram, on Twitter, just scrolling, on YouTube, just watching hour-long videos. That's setting myself up to fail, right? If ownership is the new black, if I want to own things, I can't have the mindset that forever I'm going to be working for somebody else. So that's what I want to say today. Like, awareness is so key in growing. Okay, if you see all the faults that you have, see the good things too. The good things are fantastic, but in order to grow, you have to be able to see the faults that you have, the bad characteristics that you don't like about yourself. You got to be able to be aware of those things and do something to fix it. Do something to fix it. And so one thing that I've been doing lately is I'm trying to develop a routine in the morning. And usually what my routine so far has been, it's really tiny, but it's a big step for me because I am not a routine type of person. I like to be like, I guess, spontaneous and just really just do whatever I want. And so right now I'm developing a routine. So in the morning, and the first part is really the hardest part for me, is waking up and getting out of bed. Because, I'm popular, you know what I'm saying? I'm popular, I'm popping, you know what I'm saying? I got all the clouts, all of them. I got all the clouts. I'm just kidding. But when I wake up, I usually have a ton of emails, a ton of notifications from social media. And so I'll go and check everyone, and see, what's popping, what's really popping. And so that right there, if I want to be able to get out of bed and get into my routine, I'm setting myself up for failure right there by just staying in bed and scrolling, because there's really not much you can do in bed. That sounds weird, but there's really not much you can do while you're in bed. Okay. I can't go to work, to my job, in my bed, because my job is all the way over there. It's over there. And so the first step a lot of the times is just getting out of bed. For me. And so what I usually do, I get out of bed, go ahead and, get my face clean and shower, blah, 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 all that clean stuff, all that cleansing, you know what I'm saying? Go downstairs, make breakfast, make some coffee, and get my devotional in. That right there sets me up for that. Really, it just starts me getting in the right mindset to have a great day, but also to have a productive day. Is that the right word? Productful? That doesn't feel right. But that right there just sets me up to have a productive day. That word doesn't feel right there. But I know it's right. So yeah, that's one of the advice that I probably have for people who are looking for just to be better in life, just to set yourself up for success. And so, yeah, I think that's about all that I want to get on myself about today. Also, make sure you're drinking water. Water is, what is it? Like 75% of your body or 70% of the earth is one of those. Maybe it's 90% of I don't know. I told y'all I wasn't studious, but I do know that water is a universal component. So you gotta have it. So yeah, thank you for tuning into this video. Like I said, this is the stuff, like a lot of the times, like this podcast is really not about like new information, but really just like about reminding myself of things that I already know. So anyways, thank you for tuning into this episode. Love you all. Please share this with a friend. Please comment down below what you think, some things that you're working on. Let me know. Let's have a conversation down in the comments. And I will see you next time. Peace out.